Ready? Thought that all I needed was some freedom to ride the range beneath these western skies, to lose myself in ever-open country, to roam until the mountains start to rise. I had a love at home without an equal. I told them that I needed to be free. They said they'd never been a fan of fences. They told me to go see what I could see. I've been lost without love for so long, double-crossed by my blood and some goddamn country song. And all my thought was bent on the horizon. I never grasped how much I had to lose. I'm thinking back on all my bad decisions. See now that I never had to choose. I'm tossing down another empty bottle, stumbling beneath these western skies. This view from Angel's Landing must be lovely. I can't see through all these tears that fill my eyes. Now I've been lost without love for so long, double-crossed by my blood and some goddamn country song. These open expanses seem desolate now. On my Stetson like thorns on my brow. I'm haunted and harrowed by what could have been. I'm chilled to the marrow as ghosts on the wind. I've been without love for so long, double-crossed by my blood and a song. So this is my first solo record since 2016. I always want to be putting these out, but I just don't find the time to do it. So I finally got enough kind of momentum and gravity pulling this stuff together and got a window of time to make it happen. So that was my motivation for doing this. I love playing all different kinds of music, and there are songs that just start developing. I just do little voice memos and then they get stuck in my head, and then they finally get to a point where it's like, okay, I have to record this song. And so I start gathering those and trying to figure out where they're going. But yeah, in the future, I'm going to try to not have it be 8 or 9 years between solo records. Some of the past records I've done on my own, there's been bits of more of a country feel, even though a lot of it was maybe more folky or Americana. And this new record is definitely leaning way more into like a country western thing. And that came out of a couple of different things. One, just I've become more and more of a fan of country music as I got older. I didn't listen to it when I was a kid. The only thing I would hear was, randomly someone would have the pop country radio on, and I just never connected with me. I found Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, Gene Autry. Especially in the last 10 years with streaming, I've been able to find so many old, I really love like 50s and 60s country, and also finding a bunch of more underground stuff that's happening now. As I was kind of figuring out where this record wanted to go, I kind of describe it as there ends up being almost a gravity of something that starts pulling the songs together that I'm gonna make. And this one just started to feel that way. It started to feel like, yeah, I need pedal steel on this, and I gotta find someone to actually play that, because I can't learn how to play that because that's a crazy instrument. And yeah, I'm gonna have it on every song, and it just, it felt great. So I was very excited to make it and kind of create this aesthetic that's definitely leaning very heavily back into some of those older country records. I think the genre that I'm playing with here definitely lends itself more to storytelling than something like the stuff that we do with Thrice. It's definitely something that I've been trying to do more and more as Thrice has gone on. There's a part of me that was very drawn to almost writing like essays as songs, and that's fine, but there's something compelling about a story. It's something that I will definitely continue to, I think, push into the Thrice stuff. And it's not as easy, I think, as doing it for a country song or a folk song or whatever, but there's definitely ways to do it. And there's unique things you can do in a format like with Thrice, because the dynamics are so huge and varied that you can really lean into those things and tell a story in a way that you couldn't any other way. Yeah, so Heart of Sedona, it's one of my favorite songs, I think, lyrically on the record, because it's using a story that's definitely made up, but there's ways that it overlays on certain things that have happened in my own life or development. The connection with Sedona comes from me visiting there for a day, and I need to go back because I was blown away. I was on a trip up to the Grand Canyon a couple years ago, and we did like a day trip down to Sedona, and I was expecting to have a good time and see some stuff, but I think I had it overhyped to me, and it's like, oh, the vortexes and all this stuff, and I kind of poo-pooed it. I was like, it's just a bunch of people trying to sell stuff, and I got there and I was like, okay, like this is a magical place. I don't know what's happening here, but it's just gorgeous, and there's nowhere like it that I've ever been. So I wanted to use that as a way to mirror someone starting off, growing up there, being in the magic place, getting lost by a different path, and then finding their way back to that, because I think it mirrors in some ways the journey that we take when, from childhood, and we see the wonder of the world, what's in front of us, without having a matrix imposed on what we see. We start to label everything and have a little bit of distance from it, and you stop actually experiencing the world. You experience something once removed from it, or you experience the story that you've put on top of it. And that's not always bad, but I think it can be, and it can be very unhelpful. So in the song, you have someone who is in this place, moves away and comes back. And I think for me, I went through definitely a shift in realizing all of those layers that I'd put on, and starting to strip those away and see again, or at least try to continue seeing and experiencing the world as it actually is in front of me.
I grew up near Oak Creek Canyon, but I left for seminary like my old granddad. It's been years since I've been back there to see it one more time would make me awful glad. So carry me home to the heart of Sedona, bury my bones near the trails I knew. Hear the coyotes singing so high and lonesome, calling me home, son, to where the stars shine true. And I left town I was swept up with the visions of a man from Galilee. Along the way, I lost my bearings. I got swallowed up by sins of certainty. So carry me home to the heart of Sedona. Bury my bones near the trails I knew. Hear the coyotes singing so high and lonesome. They're calling me home, son, to where the stars shine true. I was lost for half a century. I finally had my fill of councils and of creeds. That holy cross is truly something, but Cathedral Rock's the only church I need. Carry me home to the heart of Sedona. Bury my bones near the trails I knew. Hear the coyotes singing so high and lonesome, calling me home, son, where the stars shine true. They're calling me home, son, to where the stars shine true.
This record means a ton to me. I put a lot of work into it, a lot of my heart into it, and I'm really happy with it, and I hope you'll check it out.